Hey guys, this is GameGeek2 with another battle. I'm using an army composition quite similar to the one I used in the previous battle. Except this time with a bit more of a mix. I think I have one of the Step Riders, the BraveSirRobin. This is the Scythian variety. And I have one Cataphract unit and 2 units of the Hetzelazor. And of course, this time I'm not playing against LMT, I'm playing against BraveSirRobin, who's playing against Pontos, which is sort of a local fight, squabble for territory, maybe we could refer to it as. They found a nice plain to squabble on. And, yeah, so, just to give a quick rundown of the armies. I've brought 2 of the Hetzelazor and 1 Vakan Aspet, and a general unit, of course. 3 of the Georgians, 4 of the Strucker Matignaire, 4 phalanxes, and 2 archers. And my opponent has brought, BraveSirRobin has brought 2 Ferrontes Toxotai, one of the Scuda Fistagfat Agita, Scythian foot archers, a couple of the Scythian horse archers, who aren't as good shooters as these guys are, but they're more numerous. And besides that, he's brought a slinger unit over here to counter my cavalry. And I'm bringing over my archer unit to get some shots off the slingers. Yeah, you can look at the horse archer balance here, horse archer versus foot archer balance, and it's working out pretty well. I brought up a unit of foot archers to shoot his. His are doing better. And the horse archers deal damage to each other at a decent rate, but not an overwhelmingly fast rate, or an exceedingly slow rate, especially if you're at a longer range. And the horse archers are mobile, able to put fire on any locale you wish, so they're a very useful unit overall. Which is why both of us has brought at least 2 units of them apiece. You see here, they do expend their ammo shooting each other to death. I really love the EV horse archer animations. Just put the vanilla ones to shame. And Robin has 5 Pantodopoi Phalangitai. He's got 2 Korathoroi, 2 Pontikoi Thorakitai, and a unit of Persian Harplights, the Kartakar Tishjar. He's got 1 Thracian Protomoi, Therakir Protomoi, and 2 Scythian Noble Cavalry, the Scuda Wagita. And, here's something I really like. I really like the Pontikoi Thorakitai. They sort of work as a substitute for Romans in the Punic army. They don't have armor-piercing javelins, and their defense isn't as good. But they are a bit cheaper, and they do the job pretty well, especially against other factions which don't have access to a 100-man unit like this one. And so I think these guys are underused, and I'd really encourage you to use more of them as you play as Pontos. Now, here is, I think was a mistake. Not sure what he was trying to do, especially because he grouped these guys into a 4-deep formation that's not going to be able to kill very many of these Persians quickly. I counter by moving in my medium infantry to javelin them, and using my cavalry as well. I chase him off. He wisely responds with the slinger volley. I kill a few men off with the javelin volley. He gets one of my men with the slinger volley. And he gives up on his attack fairly quickly. We can probably fast forward through the rest of this since it's not very exciting. The advance will come soon anyways. You can see we've both spaced out a bit. There's a good deal of distance separating our 2 armies. He does have more phalanxes, but I have more infantry. so I'm able to maneuver in a way to counter this. Should get a troops perspective on the fight. It's one feature I like about Empire Total War and the like. Alright, now we're actually getting to some action. So Robin begins his advance, and he admitted after battle that he did this pretty sloppily. He just puts his phalanx out in the middle of nowhere, and he doesn't have his support troops backing him up. But he does have one unit of 3 Pontos here, but they ran out of ammo, so they can't take advantage of any opportunities to attack flanking troops. And in these big fat squares here, even though javelins have low accuracy, these guys make a fairly ideal target for javelins. See over here, I sent my guys on a wild goose chase to go after these guys with their spears versus the swords of these guys. This is not very successful, if I recall correctly, but it doesn't really matter since we kind of spent all of our ammo. These guys don't really do a lot, and they too have spent all their ammo. But you do see a fight starts over here. That's where the fighting first breaks out, and he catches my guys off guard, so I took them on guard and put them in guard mode. To have them, even though it's not necessarily ideal for a unit that's not formed up properly, it can still let them hold off for a longer time. Especially against these Korathori, who are excellent attacking infantry at both attack and defense. Phalanxes close in, and you can see how far back his support infantry are. They aren't backing him up at all. And the infantry fight's taking place behind his lines, which is bad for him, because I'm able to move up units like this one and get in javelin attacks on his flanks. You can see one go, especially because there's no, since he's not putting pressure, not much pressure at the moment. He has to run his guys up now. That's bad for their stamina. I can just get in point-blank javelin volleys like that one. You see, that one just took out 6 men. Even though phalanx battles go more slowly now. You can see how my deeper formations and my my slight flanking attacks are decisive. So I'm able to get in there with these Georgians, and they have a morale reinforcement from my general, or at least they will have one soon. And he brings in these this extra phalanx unit, which is a good move, but I don't think he uses them properly. Whereas I'm able to engage him on the flanks, and even though I have to fend off the attacks from these Galatians, I'm still able to peck away at the flanks of these guys. You can see casualties already starting to mass. Now, I do some more skirmishing with these guys, but I don't micromanage them properly. I believe he runs them over fairly quickly with these skillions. Yeah, I turned off skirmish, and I forgot to turn it on, so that does not end up very well for me. But, fortunately, I do have my cataphracts on hand. And over here, I caught this unit off guard, and engaged them with my Armenian mediums, who are very good in melee. They're comparable in melee to these guys, and they cost a similar amount, but they come in greater numbers, which is what makes them an excellent melee cavalry, even though they don't have an impressive charge. Now, I'm not sure if this is a mistake or not, what I do next. You see some back and forth here. You see he got the better of me over here, but it's not really that relevant. And he ran his Thracians away, So I'm not sure if this is the right decision, but I wanted to do something decisive with these guys, and you see, of course, that his flank is exposed, his back's exposed, so I just go in for a charge, and that cracks the Bosporans pretty quickly. But he gets to get in a charge here, kills about 15 men in short order. Thank goodness these guys have decent morale. If that were a Armenian unit, it would have cracked immediately, but it's an Armenian unit, so it's going to do a decent job at what it does. And because of its, because of this, you're able to follow up and get in a charge over there. Now, he sends in his wild men, but unfortunately for him, most of them ended up at the front of the phalanx, along with the rest of his phalangites, who were attacked on the side and stabbed to death. And he's not able to create enough spots for his guys to get in, so he can't win that fight. And he kind of throws away his men like that, I must say. Anyways, over here, he doesn't properly get in a charge with his sit-ins, and so, but I do get in a proper charge with my cataphracts. That's why this unit is so badly devastated. And besides my cataphracts, I also have a unit of medium cavalry backing me up in the melee. So, my cavalry force is far superior to his. But he does have a solid defense he's able to put up for some time. He throws these guys into the melee for good measure. I think they probably would have been better spent if he moved them in to shoot on the side, but I think he ran out of arrows, so... Anyways, I stab his phalanxes to death, thanks to flank support. And I deal with his Thracians somewhere along the line. Oh, no, I don't. He does get in some charges, but his guys aren't in sufficient numbers to take down my cavalry, and I get in a charge on the rear of the Galatian wildmen. Meanwhile, Robin finally gets this unit to phalanx mode, and is able to oppose it to my unit, but I have plans of my own, and I've won the phalanx fight, so he probably could have better used that unit. And so, since my general's still alive, I'm able to move in with these guys as acceptable melee troops, at least for a short time. Now over here, he finally, this is sort of dangerous for me, he broke through my line over here, and has got a encirclement going on. But I killed off all his Scythian cavalry, or at least most of them, and this is his only defense left against me getting behind him and running him over. And so once this goes, so does the rest of his army. And so he has to win the infantry fight fairly quickly, but he can't really do that. He does have superior numbers, but he's not enveloping me properly, and so he's able to kill my guys very quickly. You see, he gets in a charge here. It's not very effective, though. I think he came at a bad angle. The angle came at, he got caught in some of the pikes. Whereas my guys get in at a very convenient angle. I'm able to get at the side. And they also have the Pontos away. So, some of my Georgians get fed up with the whole situation and crack as soon as these guys come in. But I have enough stalwart troops that I don't rout immediately. Meanwhile, over here, you can see bad things happened. And down went his Bosporan archers after a cataphract charge. And I'm just able to pull them out because I'm going to be able to do it again very soon. Although it won't be incredibly powerful, it'll be enough to rout some less prepared infantry from the flanks. Now all my phalanxes are running away. His Galatians seem to have dealt with them. But as Robin has mentioned in previous battles of his, once the center's gone, if you have the cavalry superiority, you can just dash between the two flanks with your cavalry and kill off your enemies. And he doesn't charge at a good angle here. He goes through his own men, and because of this, you can see this axeman is just going to chop it down. Yeah, there you go. Sort of on a chase here. It's a good move to chase guys around, but the problem is, with you going with an exhausted infantry unit, you'd probably be best served just going at the flank, going at the rear of another enemy. And you can see his men are finally starting to kick the bucket, realize this is hopeless, and they throw in the towel. I don't charge properly here, and so you see I lose a few cataphracts fairly quickly. Especially because he's able to get his Galatians in on my side, but he realizes the situation is hopeless fairly quickly, I think. When my cataphracts start making their move for the other side of the battlefield. Oh, again, all the troops on his side of the battlefield are routed, so it doesn't really matter. So anyways, that's a wrap. Good game to Robin. As usual, he's a very tough fighter. I'm very happy to get a victory against him. I think my victory is probably just due to superior technical play on my part in this battle, and perhaps an over-reliance on missiles for his part. He brought a lot of missile troops. His Rhodians killed like 8 of my cataphracts, but that's not really enough. Maybe not even 8, they probably killed even less than that. And they probably killed a fair few of his own Thracians while doing so. Let's just look at the kill numbers. Cataphracts, 95 kills. Kinsmen, 64 kills. Medium cavalry, you don't see them getting that many, but of course that's because all their fighting was against other cavalry units, so they did their job. Scythian riders. The phalanxes getting the most kills because, well, they're fighting against other phalanxes. And Georgians actually performed quite well this time. 96 kills for that unit. Well, anyways, well fought, good game. Hope to bring you more later.